NIT 100.9 FM Sunni. And then Friday, May 10, 2024. Time just about gone 17 minutes past 1. And then fiada na kotonima bosome na ewomi ne da tosudu afi empino aduono enan. Mama say abodonko apa homiti edu enson. Na me manti dwumadie na ye different NIT 100.9 FM ede ebremo. Na dwumadie mi amidi ho chia me frame ADAKABRI Mudu Oshioma. Senior co-character right in front of me here. Majere or say Ajimine. Now the production Panyino Kojo Damiado ena esinina so na Majere or Sajima Kroyada and Ebony Chidom. Na every year and so was service Rantiquano Emino. Technical production Abna Frema Abankro and Nana Yao Safo almost so say on various social media handles. Almost also ebitimi ama ubia interactive pepe na yani hu ano ansa na yede akọ engineering group for no achu agbo worker otiako na jare na nabu age adasan kromade nyina sanmra ne se sempro na fe yede asedan so ede ama facilities group no big solo na dada na Godfrey dudu no friend you planner Ena yaw Sami Mapuna DJ Bosco na Milson so asanmra say tetai na wahunu say bibia eko edemai aseda koma Kunlu Ghana se Kunlu Ghana ena over 10 years ni waso yasene ewo NIT FM mema nti dwumadie so awode yeko Alhaji Yade Jonas Toyoten Kunlu Ghana se wode Araba Bazin ma apapa bi ena edisiesie ye ho say what they honchon capsules, maybe over 40 years, or more prostate disorder. Mr. Kill, and no na will lie by do. Now with the A2 stress and also so I say king tablet and then also no stabilizing and Obekan say pressure so at the amount. Kulungana over 10 years associated with Memanti NIT 100.9 FM Aseda Majali
over
Majali
over new
Majali
me wofe new me chak cappuccino kakra
oi olewa
I said mediaye we mediaye afternoon my friends
afternoon jump
ya koton we nyina ba bi si o
sir
ya koton
Adaroma cappuccino no chaka krabrem what ya na I love the smell
on wakra ni twama
sana de why no
onim tea ye pa
papa de wakoya san kwa the only University of Ghana who see tea cappuccino and abetwa ma mema ofia
na o se anopa bia ko ye man papa dada
on this
tea de o ye man papa
I can't believe this the was is telling
wa fa de na wo ho
said ni papa engineer mu a atimi edina ko yasanto a
ne papa mechanic engineer
mechanical engineer I would want to say that
okay
na wadina ko yasanto a ama Mrs. Malik atimi training no am wa besina ko the only University of Ghana usim pasodia wunya abusuanya ya no say utwa cappuccino ma mema
wa vana de wa onzo dia woken na nya enka hu bi sir part of it anything I didn't go school said we betimi hu said we betimi aster na dey kwa said na o kanum Mr. Hostel akwabna Hostel
Mr. Abna yerentamwe
na dey no grandma na come
yerentamwe na need their graphic na we dey be kai a death registration here can us men account for 60% of deaths
yes
blood pressure heart failure stroke to blame hey
ye bre
mema huna mani ho
ye huna mani akasa
us men account for 60% of deaths blood pressure heart failure stroke report you know Donald ato dapatem hwem kakra fa mama na asem we dey me
na ye hu ye nyina ye yamhye ye na say
6 out of every 10 deaths representing 60.3% of all deaths registered in the country in 2022 were males. On the flip side, 343,913 male births, constituting 50.3% of all births and 333,227 females, representing 49.2% of births, were registered, giving the sex ratio of 103 men per every 100 females born, 1 to 1. The highest proportion of registered infants, 15.4%, were born on Thursday, followed by Wednesday, and then Sunday, the least number of infant births, 12.9%. The birth registration stated, A. And to say, according to the births and deaths registration statistical report for 2022, or say, 36.7% of all registered deaths were caused by top 11 causes of death. These are hypertension, which represented 37.7%, followed by pneumonia, followed by heart failure, acute respiratory failure, stroke, diabetes, severe sepsis, septic shock, chronic liver disease, cancer, and cardiovascular disease. Yay. And the hono.
Remember.
And the hono.
Yeah, bre.
Senyamia new one for V. I'm one yabutre. Now, woman, yaji Joe. Well, was your woe. Excuse my French. Young Groupon. Wapasi, me vampire, bompire, the dimachi. When young Groupon trade yampon.
Onyankopon trade yampon.
I really gina need FM Slow say.
Every minute more for you, Janit FM, yes, slow say.
Say, Mammy, a year abutra home.
My abutra home.
Mammy, a year abutra home.
My abutra home.
Mammy, abutra home.
My abutra home.
Na Emma Bibia and Jimmy.
And maybe behind Jimmy da.
Emma Bibia and Jimmy.
And maybe behind Jimmy.
Emma Bibia and Jimmy.
Maybe behind you.
And did you about I did me baby? I mean for bomb crabby call.
I did send you the end of bar, my aquantre.
Na mean for bomb quino.
We would have bomb quino.
Na baby, I need you will be I mean
will be I mean
Hi.
And Ponano crown aquatena. You know my bempo.
Mumpe Amrado. And for mammy.
What's
this competitive?
You and this
sister here. What's this competitive?
This competitive.
Na mo sampa Amrado for mammy. When in na Don Quarter. What's he saying? Tinton time. If I'm not do Tinton time, at your mommy. So what's it trust, you know? Everywhere. Loyalty.
Yeah.
At times, people are loyal to their feelings. They are not loyal to a person. So, no. No, Passy.
Over.
Come on, penny somewhere. Then your pen saying, Obi Amwa.
Oh, John.
Sebon Suamwa.
Yeah.
Any ababa way. Obi Shobi. Obi and Shobi. Amrado, Maminti Amrado. Near from Cappuccino Nemra. Maminti Amrado. Hey! Tinton time. Amrado Tim Medri. Sorry, start Maminti. Now, Jerry Suntian. Now, went to me for a foot at the end of it all. Good to not neat 100.9 FM. Na Amrado, I can say it. When you got a movie, you can answer me. Amrado, no sister, fear. Or say, or Solano Pa. Or the Asadam and a Radi. Na wako aqua pe, ne kakrawa, or the Bebona Conhoma. Na Sicadie, embedded. Sicadie, embedded. Justice Bismarck Annan on Facebook Live. What's it, Wafa? Please, good afternoon to you and your team. Watching you live inside Kumwa WhatsApp. Please, how do I get away from anxiety and blood pressure? Please help me get out of it. I've been to hospital several times. And now, or they a buy, where you were watching, never he and was wafa. I like your prayers. God give me patience to escape danger. Greetings to Sherry Mami Tiwachi. Incoming MP for Achuma Wabiaja. Staff. Shelly, no. I would umpire Wubano. Yes, mem account for 60% of deaths. Blood pressure and ekuomo, heart failure and ekuomo, stroke and ekuomo. Now umpire anything, just scribble your umpire no. Every fabra niankinkan. When you what no was well done offer. The music is deep. Tinton time. But never see somehow. Yeah.
nipa break you trust na na just
a tinton time na sika de bede do amra do this step here
It's Joe Brady.
I didn't get you near 2 things. Give God praises. Then I go get that money, I gross and pay me. I know the top much Gucci. And some for me 10 feet. I'm crying and you did it. Me bomb my burrow on a low. Eh, Mentankasa, see kind pedede. I run a pancasa, I won't fair and pedede. Eh, Mentankasa, see kind pedede. I run a pancasa, I won't fair and pedede. Eh, me a mini, on fanya me de me hoaba. Asem no nie, on kosunka, yon fu mobida. Me a mini, on fanya me de me hoaba. Asem no nie, on kosunka, yon fu mobida.
Papa obane me demi na mias. Nse muno no move on to baby na many abri pesca. Nsemra don't have time for no fa. Yeah. Send me wasting me time a few years time. Mama many ana mama bre I'm a grown up days. One I'm best me say me nikoto. That be why I've been working like a madman. Who shall man I was the last one? The last one. As a Paula man tell my best and then come for. Yeah. Muntie me. Papa muntutu from munsie me. I'll still bounce back don't day me. You need me now as on one team. What you muntie me. Papa muntutu from munsie me. I'll still bounce back don't day. You need me now as on one team.
Hey, me a mini, on fanya me de me hoaba. Asem no nie, on kosunka, yon fu mobida. Oi, me a mini, on fanya me de me hoaba. Asem no nie, on kosunka, yon fu mobida.
Muntie me, papa muntutu from munsie me. I'll still bounce back don't day. You need me now.
amra do so o te se kutusi muntutu fo amon fanhye mudi kutusi ni kwhye nsuo mu ba bia anya dwuma enka siada Amos Day osini ba wadi emfinhye aduonu ba kon osi good afternoon wafa wish my daughter Veronica Amadei of the University of Ghana level 200 a happy 21st birthday for me erunti Veronica o papa Amos osi aye awodapa ena nyame emanemra wakwam Alhassan Gonja osi good afternoon wafa ADAKABRI watching you live from Kafaba East Gonja greetings to Kafaba Ura Yaya Saidu enunti minya edru eye kwandai pe na minim se me ko eye Kafaba onyankru potwe diampo East Gonja fo nyina wonhwe mo after kwembi no ma be ko yie diamo bia
on fanya me de me hoaba. Asem no nie, on kosunka, yon fu mobida.
Peter Yaban was he saying was what a song Tinton Time. I used not to like listening to music by any young Ghanaian musician, but listening to this song you played, I think I should rethink my decision. Good afternoon, Wapa ADAKABRI. I'm Peter of Nungwa. Have a blessed weekend. And someone I'm not walking. What do you make of it?
Oh, Wafa say trust ya de bia it is akusua. Say obinya trust wo mu na say trust no. Wo say na aneya. And I say wo boa obi na later nipa no nso no edi bone etua oka aya na eya pa
Francis Kuchiano or say senior ADAKABRI, when are you going to pension so that you can make a way for unemployment youth in the country? Wada Roma Peter mami 40 days pepe ADAKABRI metra radio subium na what ya na Mrs. say 40 days, Moses 40 days in mommy. Moses 40 days in mommy. Say and they May 10 so it 40 days here 6 weeks. Me kwa na want to tom Tinton Time. Na me kwa 40 days pepe na me kwa na want to why? No afa unemployment youth. Once you dear ama when yantete ya you can make out anything. Okay? Nya unemployed ni kekene here. Suya bibi. Yama bibi suswa suya bibi free munenya botre na toto no ma yie nya fie keke no ate ade adwuma so ma yire hu na ye ni yie ya de adwuma ma wa me se yen yire hu na ye ni yie anya wo ya unemployed akeko anya wo ya unemployed akeko ya de ma wa yire hu in 40 days na Francis Kuchiana na me ni ho na say in any unemployed youth be aba betena ha papa ne keke so amra betena ha okay na de na ba betena 40 days no sesema me wo sese ekosi da ben
40 days no.
Aye.
Oh, now what can I say?
Mrs. Crab, Mrs. My name 10th. It is Mami who date in the money. That is 40 days, Mrs. And 10th.
Oh, the mathematics come out.
And May 31, so it's a cat 21, not just here. We are not just a cat 19. It jumps the 19th of June.
I just 20th June.
Exactly. It's the Francis Kuchua 19. I just 20th of June. Namin Tia say, well, that's a choose unemployment person. Every say unemployment youth no matter has a what yana. Namekura and a chile uber pami so I'm ma. Okay? Unemployment youth. Now, Okazo obi unemployed can no better na. Oh, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. What's take it easy. These people are here to distract you and to manage me say 40 days pepe na makoda no ato no 40 days pepe
no oka na obeto no
o sa me kwa no nto no me kwa no nto no
no oka na obeto no
40 days but see so you retire at the age of 100 years I can't stop listening to you but yana let me say 40 days na me ko Patiana 40 days na me ko Marjorie party you ain't going nowhere nyame adom by weekend is so no Marjorie
yeah baba
it will be at me coming to almost $1 million so no
no there bro
was it chinchina as no be top facility no just a me the manual tum it be koto di amamo
koto man facility is discover brand
na obi the $1 million e kwa koto no dia be sure say on condition say wo be ye dia be wo be say yellow t-shirt
o zamu
ma yani ni ngomo kakra
ni ngomo ye
yani Counsel literate ni ngomo kakra Counsel good afternoon Counsel literate good afternoon Numa chato yo ten eh Ashida haye wa hu yojuba Daily graphic of today men account for 60% of deaths blood pressure heart failure stroke to blame. What do you make of it?
Thank you very much. Minchia with you here. Samin Kate. Majawa State. Very away. What on that a friend? Na very kind. You from an employee. The old time who be obituary. Now all employment that comes. And now all set among who be employment. Among employment that comes. They are doing that. It's unfair. The sales are so clear. The 17 or we are now possessed. People have proven this about to do professionally for many years, and they are still taking employment. The fact that you have two receiving credit or bonus credit to fight, let's add a level of discipline and respect to how we address presented and host on it. Whoever sent you the message that need for unemployment benefits to come, the person has suffered his life. You should pray that at your age, whatever the age might be, it could be 95. You still have sound mind. You can read, you can talk, you can analyze. This is what we have to cope with. Like His Excellency Nana Dikenta. Look at his age. It just stands and reads. Look at our age. We can't stand. If they give you the statistics of the age of the men that died, and we are going to talk about them today, you can see that longevity of life has lost us. The youth of today who are unemployed are behaving so silly and stupid in the name of employment. May God forgive him or her. Mr. ADAKABRI, continue your work. You are only three partners. Keep thinking that way, and we'll continue looking
Now, we appreciate your comments.
Thank you. Let me move to the topic.
Mm-hmm. Now,
I was first and foremost disappointed in the reportage when I heard a woman speaking that it is difficult for them to have full cover over this issue of death and birth. I don't know if you watched the report. The reason being that in every Muslim, especially in my place, where the seniors are kept, Colombo teaching us, we find ourselves in the same building with the birth and death register. And you know that by law, you will not be able to bury your deceased person until you have burial permit. And before you get burial permit, it is when you have the cause of death. Not because I work with dead bodies, but I love dead bodies because they are the reason why we are alive. Without dead bodies and without autopsy, none of us will be alive. So when we hear cause of death, we should really be worried and see what can we do. What can we do? This is about men's death. And already we are shortage of men. And already our women are praying against polygamy. And already our sexuality is low. The last statistics I did for my orgasm conference showed that majority of men in Ghana before the age 35 are on sexual enhancement drugs to perform well so they can be able to make the sexual request of a young lady who might either have a high sexual drive or have a low libido. This is a serious challenge for us, but we've not seen it. This cause of hypertension, cause of high blood pressure, cause of challenges for death. This is just one part of it. But if you get a chance to read more, prostate cancer is also high in this cause of death. So hypertension, stroke, prostate cancer. And the funny part of the prostate cancer, the statistic I found was that they are category of profession that find themselves more with this prostate cancer issue. Thank God, people like you in the media were out of the list. But those who are topping the list are men of God, pastors, or to be precise, the clergy. Addressing this hypertensive issue is a big deal. How do you solve? That's the first thing.
Oh, quite unfortunate. Sir, you lose a counselor literate. Na ni nyina mo no. Enkomo a ye die say a mema ade ni nyame kwa na dia beduru ase. Tinton time. Ni obolala atwe no kemi no ni yo lala me. Kema me no ni yo. Ben na amra de work was too much goodness. Bad. Now who breaking the trust that tinton time. And to settle what say? Heart pressure, blood pressure, heart failure, stroke, and a prostate disorders. And no ana ekum enipa. Na atete aye womo and so no ekum nipa. We are that fragile. Counsel literate in the studios, and the road is your face. My auntie do diaba.
The road is your face. Therefore, and your magic, but maybe I'm in Namno. Easy to do a U-turn to come and meet this old man who is owing me, so I can take my money. And I'm privileged to sit in front of him to talk to him, and let's have this deliberation because ADAKABRI is a giant in the industry, and we need a lot of the ADAKABRIs in our line. And it is said, it's but say, Papa say, you better follow the procedural way of growing, not reading the 48 books.
By the way, laws
of power. that you can't assign your master without understanding that particular law and will follow the precepts and know where you fell, where you stood, how you fought and became where you are, you will be a better mentor to most people who want to do radio, and the ego will go down. So I'm privileged. I've spoken to you several times via telephone, but Efrima, Mamiso.
Ensuo mum, mane cappuccino. Hanga cappuccino. Biadele new Asia cappuccino. New Asia cappuccino.
That's all. It's unfortunate I left my ginger honey chips downstairs. And that is what will happen to me once I don't have ginger honey chips. But it's good. Water is life.
And life is water.
If life is water.
And they wouldn't say treated water and then I saw to a winner binto. And then your sunlight third day and then when you biato.
Which one is the treated water?
Wait, no. And then your sunlight near the atom.
But is it treated?
Oh, yeah,
no, we only drink with confidence. We only drink with confidence.
But we don't find out more.
Hoping that it is filtered.
It is filtered. But you can look at the pH level.
No, that's what I'm saying. That we are only hoping that what we are holding is filtered.
Yes.
So it is just with confidence.
I have
we
that
are
confidence.
not sure.
Oh, there's a quality control for no.
No, whatever the quality control people are saying, we are still not sure.
Don't doubt it.
We are not doubting, but we are living with our own confidence.
I live with your confidence.
And that's why we are still here.
Any water that you pick, look at the pH level.
I won't read because it is a typo. It can be a typographical error.
Oh, no, it's standard. pH level on this one.
ADAKABRI, you are right. What you are saying is not wrong, but I won't read it. Because reading it will rather disturb my conscience. Let me drink what I drink and live where I am.
Okay.
Others have drunk with monkeys, donkeys, cows, and bulls, and they have not been infected. We have drunk pH level water, and we are dying with
your
colon
skin
cancer.
pH level is 5.5.
Serious.
And then the water, this water, special ice, is 6.585.
Better way to take you from dehydration.
Over and above.
It's very good to take you out of dehydration. So drink special ice.
Special ice.
And read for the pH level.
Look for the pH level.
And as you look for it, be sure it is approved from the standard board.
Exactly.
But you can be confused because it can be typed. That standard board approving.
Special ice for quality control for almost after sale inspection team.
Congratulations.
Right.
This brand we will drink forever.
Drink it forever.
So ADAKABRI.
Now,
my conversation is said, this front page,
yes,
what was it meant for?
To scare you.
Men or women?
Scare women.
Why do you say that?
Because women would want to kill you so that they can live and then feel comfortable out of it wouldn't say they wish you are dead.
So it's believed that every time a man would die and leave a woman.
As a man, it didn't say man.
And say, who need been it then?
And some women been say, Sabiaku wouldn't let TV now. Sorry, now I'm about to know to come here and there.
But a man without a side chick is not qualified to be married. And it's a sign of poor marriage.
Did you say what?
If you are a married man who doesn't have a side chick, you are living in the poor marriage.
Hey, tell us more about that.
Because a side chick is present because there's a wife, not a woman. The challenge is that they are living in marriages as women instead of wives.
Okay, there's difference between a woman and a wife.
A woman is married and you become a wife. So learn to live with the husband as a wife, not as a woman.
Oh, okay. Then you tell us.
And a lot of women are in marriage, even though they are married. They are still acting as women instead of wives. The second error is that most married women believe that what they need is to be cared for. But no qualified husband needs caring from a wife. They need service. A man needs to be served and not cared for.
That's all you care for you.
You care for children. You care for people under you. You don't care for people above you. You serve them.
Yes.
So the challenges we are facing in our relationship, leading us to depression, mood swings, clinical depression, and non-clinical depression. It's as a result of have become women, and they've been told, such nonsense.
Is that absolute bunkum?
How do you tell me that I'm your firstborn? Are you normal?
Huh?
And that is what has got into the conscience of women. And for that matter, ADAKABRI, when they are addressing you, they address you as if you are their firstborn. So they cook for you, you don't eat. And they address you like a boy in the house. Wouldn't you say, me now want to be fear me mama njina me nan so en no afrem ka chem say na me ndidi na me ntimi nua aduane nsiwa umbedi. How do you talk to your Lord like this? Because you think that you are taking care of me. So when we talk about people getting into clinical depression leading to high blood pressure, the factors are many. The first thing is that the woman in your life as a married man causes more trouble for you than when you are single. And I keep this in your head. Any married man loses focus as compared to unmarried boys. Boys that are not married are more focused than we, the married ones. Because immediately you get married, you lose focus.
Blah, mommy.
You lose focus because your concentration becomes meire memba meire. But you don't wale and ojin. If it's not because of marriage, when you don't have light at home, why will you force to buy credit? You can use candle, burning your hands. As a matter of fact, I can walk in my house from all the rooms to the toilet, the bathroom, the kitchen with no light because I know where everything is lying. So I'm spending a lot in this relationship called marriage just because I have somebody else coming towards my angle. Now hear me. Hypertension. The cause of hypertension is lifestyle, mood swings. Nyama ya sana obine wotia. Ube believe say unu koyirete. Oyire atesem wagina so. Edi din kwasi asem.
Excuse your French.
What say?
Excuse your French.
Was a French na me kind then say Macron me chiao. Abrewa no to say. Yanko. Dia me pese me kan say. Nyama imagine say omo ya aboa mema no tie me ene. If you think you are a supportive wife, first and foremost, check if you are a supportive wife or a supportive woman who want to become a husband. If you think you are supporting a husband, that is why you are all over him, demanding records and reports from him. Oh, hey, na me tie show no, ye pon 10-20, ye pon ye acha 11, ese wofie, na ye pon DJ ne bonyum, wonam he, enen subio production, me de mesra wo, ehunu bi penti, ana asere de ne ba edi agora, no ayi na ni ati nchen, enye bibi enti, yale enti, yakọ wabere mu ofie enti, they evaluate your thinking, your thoughts, your behavior, and gives you total depression. So what is as if there may be a word and a year? Now you see the kuniri de kuna, one tiasia. That one tiasio. One tiasia. ADAKABRI. Se upese unyinche ewa wariase. Na wa wari oba. Na ntiasie we chire. A na ntiasie nko anima. Die di kan. Uhia agro bi a ubedi. Agro na ubedi na simple agro. Agro ni den. Have a mentality that anything your wife comes to tell you, your thinking towards what she's saying is that you mate. Onu kasa de nko yi a suase na ye ni oba onti asemase etena. Oba ombu ade suase na ye ne netena. Oba ohun ade a ompese ebeye okay ama no. Nanso onyanka eye esoro ade bi eso ye. Tie me. Oba ombu ade na yase ye de ekum obema ntem sen oba obu ade na yase ye nyu
Timbiem.
Oba ombu ade na yase ye de okum bema ntem sen oba obu ade na yase ye nyu
So waka bi o.
Bible ne say, it is better to live on the roof of the building than to stay in the same house with a nagging wife.
That is what the Bible says.
Nyame asem no no, nyame asem.
Nyame say.
Eya se obetina dan ni tiri so. Send dia obefa wo honam e dia akwakoye akotena one obatena edan kromu. Eti we nyina nkomo ya ye di nyina gina dia ba ko beso adakabre. Ade egina so ne se abrabo aye bo no embeme wuo ayembia efama ho ana.
Ase be ma ne wu a efo oba no ho ana.
To be a widow and a divorcee, which one will you choose as a woman? Look, let me say it on record and my own research. When you push me, I will show it to you because I work and I do it. If you take 10 men now in our world, 8 are happily married because there is another person keeping them happy. Because happiness is as a result of events, not joy. And mind you, third parties that destroys marriage exclude side chicks, sorry. No side chick can spoil any home because they are part of the marriage industry. No woman's prayer can ever affect any side chick.
Who can so? Hey! Muntamasuna muntie ne nsam no waka no.
ADAKABRI.
No much.
There are a lot of truths that they said and the quality drama aiwe. But no
kura de bomban no.
Yesi yanka.
Yesi yanka.
Na de osi yanka not eh. O kro benso. Because ade aye kan nyina eyo yaw. Embema dodo na FM. Now so only wine koka.
Yawa meme FM.
Ndafo. Obeka said na emma de omo for yaw mu. Emma they are not human beings. Don't they also pass through something? We are not saying they are not passing through anything. As we speak, it is the turn of our dear men who are dying earlier and faster and leaving our wives as widows. To be a widow is more painful than to be a divorcee. The causes of retention, one of the greatest one is misunderstanding. Now, practical example. Minya client be at any bread, me ADAKABRI. I'm say client, you intend you sue patient view because hospital near a patient. But a bano, sa a juma ye yimua, ye flare one client. Be pinusura na echo. Omo ye hu bia yes say do na ye de ye ADAKABRI emfa. Eti ene ba for talk therapy. Na talk therapy ni mu no. Ho na ye discover say enkomo bi wo fi a ye di a ha no. Eni nti na ama ontumi nya entiase papa bi e wo fi o. Enkomo ne den. Enti wo ne ba panya di 35 years. Ena the yido one ne te. Omote abeka potemu ye North Kanisha abeka ho. O fie ba ko nso wo achimota. Na sa nyama yi aye di nkomo akai. Ade ba ko ha ne se ne ba be ma one ne te ebebo na mane se ne maame se ne ba ne se da edan eto asui why ade se odi yen betena North Kanisha abeka yi abeka ne North Kanisha kuro bi a wote so a brono bi ate so a ukokuro mu a wo mbre ne ka o ban so a anwumre kura benya trotro ena papa ne se ani o ne maame ko bie na ano a den na akeka ho no wo papa na nka dan eto aso wa ha nyina ne dia emasem edwaman he o papa enye mba pa nkanaka me se ha nyina no toye na me kana wonti ase no o papa asasi se ayete so sesi yi enye me na me de maboso to anua begu so ase no start si danka ye ni ba bi ayete wo ha na baba no se sa asem na yire ne kan ehye ne kona koma mu he felt a sharp pain at his back wanti ase besi ene BP no unstabilize. Ye di nkomo wie ye. E no ma meti ase se. On de wan hu sampa. Ne yire no pese okuno. Eti no ye di oye no. Na me say da enye sa oyiri ku wa ye den. And a bomb in common they see it. You see where the death is coming from. It's coming from a particular pain that somebody is suffering as a result of bibia or babyaka.
Yes, spoken word.
Spoken word. Where's our spirit? Where's our spirit? And if you don't learn how to respect the man that you are not feeding, that's what you mean conversation. I continue you. Me say, or baby out here what they say. At the end, I would be when they say, Ekunu enyo bi aye hwe Ekunu yo bi aye som no. The one tebrofo a husband must be served, not taken care of. Once you treat a man as somebody you are taking care of, then trouble comes. That is where you live a life believing, say, or you're one of my children. Hypertension cause. Depression is one of the highest cause of hypertension in men. Men are depressed. Was it 2 months or 3 months ago? Ghana Statistical Services. The statistics be okay. I'm saying men here for you didn't low percentage. And I said, I'm saying about 10% or so. Only 10% of men are cheating on their wives. And we were happy. We were clapping. And I said, no, this is a serious conversation we have to go into. If only 10% are cheating on their wives, it means that the poverty level in the country has increased because cheating is an exploration of poverty alleviation.
Oh.
We have women today who are leading industries with first degrees as a result of somebody's husband paying their fees. We have women today who have become political advocates, mouthpiece, who have repented whilst they were yet sinners. But somebody's husband, God used to change their destiny. Today, they are living a better life.
Are you anti-women?
If I am anti-women, I will not applaud prostitution as one of the most noble professions ever created by God.
Center on a man are at fault.
Well, they are not at fault. They were created for marriage, and that's the basic purpose of their life on earth. Not what they are struggling to do. So when women find the center...
You talked about the wife and talked about the woman.
Yes.
Tell me, who is a woman and what are his responsibilities? Who is a wife and what are her responsibilities?
A woman is a feminine created by God from the man. For the man. I repeat.
From the man and for the man.
The man was created in the likeness and the image of God, representing God. But the woman was created in the design for a man. Whilst man was created as a desire for God. Take it. Live it. Your pastor can explain. But he should listen to this one and add it to his explanation.
Pastor B has sent me a message. Say, Joseph, I will see you free.
Oh, TNT and cancer. TNT. Uncle Sunti. No one is a feeding. A neat.
100.9.
Mentamba.
It is up to Musunti.
A Friday visitation. Now, I'm going to say make a support, but I should note.
No, they are preaching.
Because Bible say, in the beginning. But over back, every kind Psalms on see, and from the beginning, bro, focusano, in the beginning, from the beginning are not the same. So from the beginning and in the beginning and from the beginning, it means that from something happened before him. So God existed. God was living before. In the beginning, he created the heavens and the earth and put man in charge. And saw that it was not good for man to be alone. I will make for him a helper suitable for him. So women were created suitable for men. So man was made disabled so that we can find women for. So when a man finds a woman, he finds favor. So I am not against women, but I'm here to encourage women that when the center holds for them properly, men will really fulfill the purpose of God, why he brought them on earth. And a distractive man is a married man. A focused man is a single man.
So you want to be distracted.
That is why you marry. And if you want to die early, marry. If you want to lose your sexuality, marry.
Because marriage may not necessarily be a good thing then.
Marriage is a good thing. However, it leads you to an early premature ejaculation, enlargement of your prostate, leading to prostate cancer. Because it is only in marriage that they determine your sexual intercourse, having deficit of your 21 days of ejaculation every month because you are a married man.
Now you are telling me about a woman, and you also tell me about a wife and what their responsibilities are. So
the difference is that the woman was created out of the man, for the man. Now, once you are created for the man, in the line of being a woman, there are things you can do. Acquiring properties, making decisions for yourself, going to length and breadth of becoming what you want to be as a woman, trying to live so you can really become a taste in the life of men and other people. This is the duty of a woman. Now, what's the difference? A woman now becomes a wife because a bride price have been paid by a man to make you a wife. Watch it here. I like Bible at times. Bible says that wives, submit yourself to your own husband. It means that when it comes to submission, women were not created to submit until they become wives. Bible says that, and when the curses was coming to Eve, it says, and for the rest of your life, your desire shall be for your husband. He shall rule. So marriage is a master-servant relationship. Forget it or keep it.
Marriage is what?
Master-servant relationship.
And who is the master and who is the servant?
The master is the head, and the head is the husband. That is why no husband is supposed to apologize to a wife in any circumstances.
Agora Norma.
What's it?
The wife and the husband should not apologize in any circumstance.
Because the moment your head comes to apologize to you, leadership is gone. When was the last time Cecil Leonardo apologized?
He's a man.
He's a leader of the country. The day he apologizes to us, we are dead and finished. Our leadership is gone. Focus. When you look back, you become a pillar of salt. Any husband that looks back to take decision from husband is a pillar, from wife is a pillar of salt, and he's a statue.
Keep going.
Move on. Because whoever is leading you knows where they are going. And once you are following them, be a follower. When you turn, you'll be distracted. And once you are leading, you are bound to make mistakes. And the followers don't understand what happened, and they will call it a mistake. But one day, they will see the importance of it. Let me give you an example. A man has lived in this country, and the wife said, I can't do them, and say. And he had 2 children. And that's one of the funny things right now with wives. The young ones, the framers group, when you marry them, they give birth to 1, 2. And I want to focus on my education and become Onyeka Oche. Okay? Onyeka Oche is biblical. Your mother and your father. 2 Kings chapter 3 verse 13.
And I'm almost this long.
Yeah, can't Then I also bet here. They don't want to give birth again. And Joma Tina, Papa Nanso, Kakra one in some. Onam Juana, Abayabi and who of it. Say, son of media nitiano. Who of far, who of it.
You know, but work on Noba.
Yes, me oba who of and your education. Because education, beauty doesn't get you what you, education doesn't get you what you want. But your beauty can buy you what education cannot buy. So it's better for you to look beautiful with no brain than to have brain and look ugly.
Oh, sir.
Yeah.
So beauty Counsel literate and they didn't come on. The Akofa Sebin in Abana say, and the Daily Graphic with the truth and accuracy every day is telling us a news report. Donald Ato Dapatem or say men account for 60% of deaths. Now leading cause, air blood pressure, heart failure, and a stroke, and a eba. and no na counsel ade account so say prostate disorder and so at the account no wo chire mu say mema ema na ekum mema ema be kum mema wana to sa anyo no ajay ema be kum memo ajay ha mi kuzu tio
agabeda o kan za say counsel say man ekum mema say the headlines no ma giafa e bi say what the make an say be ma bia wu si ne yiri ne kun no and I was so baby and you couldn't walk or worry near because I said, then you couldn't. One thing, I said, me say it is better for you to be a divorcee than a widow because for you to be married as a widow is so difficult.
Obiba no slow.
Yes. And the funny thing is that I can't be amamre. You can't so be your okuna any tradition. The principle, widowhood is the principle that ADAKABRI de ne yiri eda demu. And ADAKABRI kan chinegu. Enti ye man bosume nkunu ahwe se ne ho adane anan wanfa ye ndishi anko baabi. Eno ane amamre no.
Oso bi kura ne wuo ne ba na nyinsa bi ho.
Ye enti woni ne da demu. Ye ma nkwa pregnancy test. Ye de ne se ye ma bosume nkunu. Se nyinsa mpie a ne ye yiwa fi tuntum no mu. Ama ofita asa obi nwale. Na eba ne se na wo widowhood right after 1 year. 7 years. 32-year-old girl, you are still a widow. Are you sick?
In the mind or where?
Every part of your body. Bema is 6 months. Bosumi nsia. Opa na we. Opa bosumi mienu. Ati mu fra magyade nka kire nse na yiri wu ya che. Onya wale.
Ah! Hawa kama se mama mi yo.
Sansem fu na mote o musuo se mbeka. Me ka kire. Kaba wu ye na me ka kire na yiri me san book of control me se mun ka kire nse. Edu afia Valentina wale gari na ho besie ne na ho ofe na eko onwale ye
Valentina
makache ko ewe akwaye yensie ni akwaye yensie ni ye fe ne koda
ai
ne yire nya no wale so yesie ni kuna afi onwale udi okuna de ayede Bible say kokan Timothy 11 or see ekunafo na omunya ifie du 60 years no me ma so ne mboa won ye ma won wale
na ni krumu ano
yes ya ma won wale Muhammad Quran na wo kan na yes ye wale for no yes ye ko wo ne baaye no na embema ne bebre ye ku na Muhammad say baby akodu ide obi a woti wa kakra wa unsem abetumi ahwe emma ene yire nem no
se sa mo boboso
enan ne boboso
se sa mo boboso
na woti wa yire wu na wo so afọ yire night gown na de biado yire picture aye DP are you sick in the mind or the body
catch ne say
and I am bedjuma.
Yeah, okay, Otie radio no. Tikacha Majari say from Monday the 13th of May. Remember an appointment, remember the 24 hours notice. Meneno ebeko dinner bi. Na dinner no. Ababa wa bi be kan wa me akọ. Na memi kwie kwan wa. Na mejo ni ababa wa no ho. Na within 36 hours. One formation papa mremi ababa wan so ya professional na ma hunu say dem wo fast no ne huni ho
that's it of anti the game na
feedback
game na o pe say ma Jerry ewure mo no enya wale game
aya wale
kan me akoye say on son hwe say na yiri wu ya de ye adwuma na
because me
and nobody get back on send the text say bofa adwuma adwuma po one spelling ye
watia no
what you want to say adro na so
majari atia no
ubisa wan no
ubisa say wan no
ubisa yen obi send the text ubisa yen say wan no
to ba no
e come me was ebi na make
na katia na woni a man kitua mienu 6 and 4 tabi wo na udware wo mo ma kwa mo udware wo
adware ani mpo etoro bi ate awade ho a
besere mi yanko from Monday the 13th
yeti ma won kra wo fie Jerry na ko dware macho twitwinkwala ya chi mame enti awale ani mpo yeti ase ADAKABRI ye ma ya dwale na wiase mo nso mesra me kase oyiri wu na ne suban ye na owale a igbeni ba na ne suban ya o san ko wale bioma me wale a igbeni ba bio
o sa
enti wale asantini ba na ne suban ye na o kan nchini gu a hwe so ba ko wale siremu ni me tna fa ko enje nim gu ase
entra fa ko enje nim gu ase
because krodo so a
Yeah, you baby adako baby.
Me that's so.
And some ba ko nya nim guase. Na na machi baby awo bi aye chia.
ADAKABRI come on me no. Obi a
you still haven't told me more about a wife and a woman.
What am I di kono? Enti me
very
woman.
Important.
Me ye woman actually say. The woman na ye kan oyo oba na ye kan. Na brabo a obo no enti say a wife. Enti my church omu said there's a difference between a wife and a woman. A woman is married, so you become a wife. And once you become a wife, you are going to serve a husband. So when you are not married, you don't serve anybody. You are under the authority of parental guidance. So you are a woman. So if you are 64, 120, and you've never attempted marriage or you've not married before, remember that your purpose on earth have not been met. Don't be offended. You were created for marriage. So you need to find it. But you need to leave your position as a woman and remember that you are now a wife. When you are married to a woman instead of a wife, ADAKABRI, you will have hypertension. She doesn't know how to address you. She doesn't know how to communicate with you. She speaks just anyhow. She makes decisions according to her whims and caprices. And you are not banning intino or be said would drink to so no ankasa. Hey, every man was created not to receive finished product, but raw material. Every man was created to receive raw material and not finished product. So if you want to learn how to communicate as a woman who has become a wife to a husband, always communicate raw material and not finished product. But here we are, our current generational wives who have vacuum in their mind, acting as if they know all. They treat us in that particular atmosphere of bringing us finished products, wanting us to put a stamp on it. If you refuse to stamp it, you are not the best man in this house.
And living with a scornful woman.
Yes.
Living with a scornful wife.
Yes. Because once you are married, you are a wife. So I may say, as a wife, your behavior must be different from a woman. But there are wives today that they are married and they are behaving like women. Unfortunately for them, in their womanhood, they want us to behave as husbands to women. That's our mistake. So a man is looking forward for somebody to serve him as a husband. All of a sudden, he marries a woman as beautiful that everybody will clap for. Then they end up calling you to pan fufu. There's an advert on the Despite platform. I've not heard it played anywhere. But anytime I hear the advert, I say, stop listening to just the fufu. Listen to the narrative. Yeah, man. Now, yeah, man, we're in the matter of where see what I mean. You're way. Then so bang. Papa, yeah, fufu, yeah. About say that you have a child, we pay baby infa.
A mini about an ekanasano.
Yo,
Minia ba me yere.
Yes, a trauma and so on kind. But I'm champion of Panasoba. Papa, ne banotis and the Yere Casa. Tie my man.
And was it
Momo send me if you say now yes, yeah, dear, me need to funa. We kaya 5 minutes. Not is that time, no. They are one you be on us soon. It will be hard. We know, but my best on you, now the road will be muddy and rough, but we'll get there. Heaven knows how we will get there. We know we will. Hey! Yeah, friend will say, but what for 20 nakola. Ah, kola ya to branch say ya tete ne say be wo fufuo. Wo papa be di o, wo papa ndi o, be wo no. Wa wondu fie no, ne edi wa tem a kire abofra no. Enti wo be to so a woni wan koka. Enti de nwum we wo tikọ. It will be well. Na wa kan fefefe. Ohima, Obresu na etwa yo. Need to fu na abe yo. Undi matembio. Na trasidi na bisa ho se. Enti Arsenal need to fu ba ye no. Na fufu a ya gba to plate mama me ahwe mienu ana no fu mienu. Kasa ben ya kanchi magusu amedi.
Eye tintim no.
Kasa ben ya kan ma besesa di. Yeah. Oba wanu aduane a onya yire. Udi aduane na nchine atwama usuro se obeka. Alakabe musu onkan. Na wo didi. Aduane esi wanim yi. Wo panchine kakra. Enti wa fra wura. Oyima. Mame. Mienu miensa. Yes, ya.
Hey.
Ya. O papa fra wonte. Komisan so se den.
Sample, ya, wutiri so na papa fra winti waswansi.
Wo fra wo yire o.
Ai.
Di o yire wo na wo fra no Adakabre.
Ai, on fa de nyepe.
Ne tie di o kana ya akoye no. Na se o maame wo hen. Ka chen se me hia no. Maame na ye hia no, onya mpie yo. Onya hwe nso. Obedi wo ho nso a. Ye, o se den. Na me bisa se. Kan duane chem se enchine kakra.
Ai.
Na ordinance afem. Enchine ben. Enchine ni ma bobo.
Enchine wo mu a bobo.
Enti me
nkosi.
Enti me sisa nkwan ni ma wa na. Ese nkwan ni nyina se na ni nyina tie. Me sisa aduane ni ma wa na.
Umpo.
Because he doesn't see herself as somebody serving you, but she sees herself as somebody taking care of you.
And utiri kra na ye. And media si wa ama.
So these things are what men are bottling.
And they say ekunu me ma no.
So we are getting depressed. Depression is a mental dispensation. One kasa you choose to be there. I don't know, but I have never been depressed before. I have not been stressed before.
Normally, no. Anxiety, worry, and now I may go through depression stage.
What is anxiety? The fear of the unknown. I don't get there. I have other things to do right now as I'm speaking. Unfortunately for me, Adakabre, when your producer called me, I was going somewhere else. Whoever is looking for me will wait for me with just a text message. I decided that this is a very educative program. Let me walk in there and say what I want to say. So whoever is waiting for me and is depressed and is stressed, it is you who have decided to be depressed.
Oh.
Me.
So how do we escape
from depression and
from the tentacles of that scornful wife?
The first thing is that live in the present. Because your past cannot affect your present, but may affect the future you don't know. Live in your present. If you make a decision to have a wife, make sure that when she becomes a knife, you are not available to be cut.
Oh, when she becomes a knife?
Yes, instead of a wife. Don't be available to be cut. Where your wife has intentionally refused to give you sexual intercourse. I met a friend who told me that for solid 2 years now, okay, we are in 2024, 3 years now, the wife has refused him sexual intercourse because she suspects that he is having an affair with a chorister in the church. Not sin, suspect.
And because of that?
No sexual intercourse for 3 years now.
I'm getting into a male-male relationship. I have a male giving me his love.
The fact that they give you chocolate doesn't mean that they want to have a relationship. It could be a bribe. You understand what I'm saying? So the challenge is straightforward. The straightforward thing is that living as a husband is to live as a leader. Men, you cannot avoid death, but die well.
Die well.
What does it mean to die well?
Tell us.
Die with no non-communicable disease like depression, prostate cancer, any of these ones caused by your wife.
Blood pressure.
Don't try, because when high blood pressure comes, the cousin will come and visit. Diabetes. And finally, their grandfather will come and see if the two of you are here. If I don't come and assist you, this man will live long. Then they bring you mass stroke.
So how do you avoid being cut by the knife?
The best way is to live as a husband and avoid the knife coming to cut you. Make sure that she's a wife. And that is the difficulty. Because the non-conventional statistical evolutions, what I want to say is that the non-conventions that are attached to marriages are overtaking the originality and the purpose of marriage. So, for example, buying a car for a wife is not part of the marriage package.
Oh, is it?
No, it's not.
I didn't know about that.
No, it's not. Your security, your shelter, and your feeding is part of me when I marry you. Buy you a car, making you live in the best place that you want. It's not part of the marriage package.
Incidental.
It's part of the conventions. So ADAKABRI, I live in a house in Ajengano. I pay $280 every month. I just bought a land in Kaswa. 3 houses before where the land is. The man who just went to build has been attacked by armed robbers 4 times, even with a wire band on it. The one who is behind me has left the house and has come to live in Sukura. Then my wife is making noise. How do you carry such an amount of money, give to your fellow man every year as rent? Once we have a land there, I feel comfortable in living in Sukura than to go to where my heart will hear gunshots. But you will not sleep.
And sleep peacefully.
They will worry you with assassin. And a bear man in it, or the Nisika man in Yonko bear, and a dying assassin. Assassin, and before you hear, my uncle died because he traveled round immigration. The day he landed at Wager, was doing housewarming, realized that 7 houses from his house is owned by the wife.
Hey,
I'm not telling you Bible story. My uncle, he's in his grave.
Say one more better now, hey.
7 houses from Nifia Wesi Kesie. 7 houses, no, is for the wife or anything.
Oba country, no.
And now catch, hey, ADAKABRI sima ke hwe no man kasenti yawo. So oba wale for eti awade ase koto asase bo wa mane.
Hey.
Ewa enjina so ni den. O catch us sum kodu anu asum bo de. And then man yesumia na ye de enti ato won so. Wada na nan gu abonten. O man daachi enkwala omo ni no. Omo si omo daachi nti. O to asase. Enti won pie Maunko sit down with wager and chire because you see that your stress level and your worry is better for you to stay in Nima than going to buy a new land in a far place. They will disturb you. So you go and finish your nice house, a nice building in some deep forest in central region, and you do housewarming. When your friends come and say, wow, ADAKABRI. If you come we sipa, if you we pan, if you cantonment pan can crofobek kasa hu pao. You know they've insulted you. Like you just because you build a nice house in a forest, and you didn't build it because ADAKABRI want to build, but there's a pressure coming from a wife. I'm saying it again and again. If you are a husband, lead. Don't take advice from.
And you lead from the front.
When you are leading, you don't look back. And what you see, those behind you don't see.
And when you look back, you get distracted.
You become a pillar of salt. You mark time, you don't go. Don't tell me that, and the women too have something to say. If you have anything to say, keep saying it. Say it to the children.
And not me.
Sunday is Mother's Day, am I right? You know it's going to become a fight.
Emma, why?
Any man that gives to a wife for Mother's Day have a mental deficiency.
Any man
that gives to a wife
who recognizes
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. And give to the wife. Or mental deficiency.
Yes. Because we are talking about Mother's Day. At most, my children are young and they might not have the financial capacity to buy for their mother. So I'll look of childish things that the children can buy for mother. Like buying crayon and plain sheet to draw their mother and say, thank you, mother. It's a gift.
And a Lego. They're just puzzles.
My meaning not puzzles, but something that the children can do. I won't buy iPhone 15 in the name of my children for my wife. It is not Wife's Day.
It is Mother's Day.
So I want to go and take up my mother. And I'm not expecting my wife to go and do anything. It's not mother-in-law's day. So don't go there. Now we pray one ma. I am me on Freeman I mean Freeway. Now me person me we show. Freeman bang. Oh, Kwame, hey, remember Kwadi and that day, man, but you Mother's Day, and none no more than answer me. Oh, nyami shawo ye yes regan say afise say na wadom we bani bi na won so wa wo body at wa kan kire wo
wasan twa ompua
wa kire wo say ye de ehia ansa na
be fata nye de ehia ni
sister jade ye ka no o mother-in-law wo gan wa kra o ma metie kura bi ase onko hwe no sra no
ena je se be mama
hwe ni mu na ase wo na ye mother's day step mother's day
and step mother's day
men try so we be new ebe wie by Sunday no na ntokwasi and I think you've forgotten again.
Tell us.
It's Mother's Day. What I've gone through to make you a father. You didn't even come across anything like even common chocolate.
Why you oba na wo kunto kwase say?
Oba na kase no. Common chocolate.
Common chocolate. See ya dia bremi
to bring to me. But I know one day we will hear that somebody's rent is paid by you. We will hear that somebody's fees is paid by you.
Utiam and Crawford school fees. Mama una manio.
Eti na ye wuntem.
There's a bama to me for the sika kra nya doye.
Na bema bia usika eson yire so. Efi ne so koso oba foforo so no. Nyame dom wododo. Obema usika ehwa yire pe. Usika de bia etosin.
There be can be say.
Bema usika yire pe na edi etosin.
Sir.
Bema emma foforo di usika efa oyire achi de bia sika no wo ho. Mama nche obibi. ADAKABRI sa won hye ase a na wa kokuduru a kai say empratwen wo yiri no achi no is for the affluent and the rich. If you are poor, don't attempt cheating. Because to manage a side chick after your wife, they are not two equal people. They are two different people. And a side chick is available in a relation because there's a wife. Where there's no wife, there's no side chick. So, madam, remember that a side chick cannot live until you leave. Because a man will not be able to have a side chick, no concubine, because there is no wife. And mind you, it's the grace of God that brings a side chick to a man. It is part of the graces that attach to marriage. Or baby, I knew be kunu etwem e adoma chede and that form. Unya bi amen so nhwe.
Sir,
because Bible said the odi kan or de empratwen we yiri mu by a friend then Solomon. You see, and Solomon had how many wives?
7 concubines in 700.
And I yiri no ma
300.
And the Bible ne say, and the wives of Solomon turned his heart against God, not the concubines.
Sir, you don't know man Solomon.
Read your Bible.
Read your Bible and read it well.
Because the ways concubines can manage a husband. A wife is living as a woman. ADAKABRI, you are just at your gate.
Concubine no ebe defe sir.
Are you home? Are you home? I just want to check whether you arrive home. And when you get to your own house and you are hooting your own you can see from where you are that your wife is standing at the kitchen. Ekuya, kobiye get na me say mo papa ba.
Please pause. I have a retired editor of a national daily, and this is what he says. I say, good afternoon, Wafa. Are we going to listen to Counsel later on the whole of the afternoon? I don't know whether he supports or he doesn't support. I don't know. So which answer should I give him?
No, he's asking a question. Are we going to?
Are we going to listen to Counsel literate the whole of the afternoon?
So he should retype the message. Am I going to listen to Counsel literate the whole afternoon? Because at the moment, he's the only one listening to me.
Are you ready? I say, no, please, editor.
So now they say no, sir.
I want to find out whether he approves of you or he doesn't, because I have several messages. Some people are saying that Obe correct.
No, as for me not being correct, Fidiechi abu anisunku. Ejaden so a nisunku. And to wada. Na da una be wo so say I because when your mouth stroke no. Now what your conditions and circumstances. And then you realize that if you are single, you will not get into this condition. We are not saying women are bad, but women become bad when they are wives and they refuse to become wives and maintain their status still as women in the marriage.
I have only 5 minutes with you.
In 5 minutes,
so
I am closing. I am fully
we are men.
responsible
We are
for
dying.
my comments.
And we are dying from blood pressure levels.
good to die
We
in
are
the
dying
first
from
place.
heart failure.
Yes.
We are dying from stroke.
Yes.
We are dying from prostate disorders.
Yes.
In 5 minutes, tell us what we should do.
If you decide to marry, make sure that your wife maintain her position as a wife. When she becomes a knife, leave before you are cut. That's
Leave
one.
before you are cut.
Yes. The next one is that if you make a decision to allow a man to make you a wife, the first thing you need to know is that your womanhood is gone. Now you are a wife. And once you become a wife, it's a slave and master industry. It's not democracy. Marriage is theocracy, not democracy.
Okay.
So once you get these two things in your head, the third one is that make sure that as you are entering into the marriage, you are not going to take care of your husband. You are only going to serve him as a wife. And when you are serving people, you will enjoy their blessings.
Time.
I am landing and leaving. And the first thing is that I am fully responsible for my comments and my statements. And like ADAKABRI just invited me.
Yes.
If you have any reservation, because you might be more intelligent than me, you've died and resurrected. I'm yet to die.
Okay.
You can always call me on 0277 609 644. I repeat it until you die. Follow these things I'm saying. And when you become a dead body, I might have the opportunity to know your cause of death on 0277 609 644. May God bless us all, especially concubines who are living as concubines and not as second wives. Good night.
And good afternoon. Enti Counsel Literate, there was it. Say Obaye. Near Freo. Na bra frema. Kesa ya ne wo tuani. As someone Counsel Literate, Adi atu ya no mawie. Say when cha from the onset I will be an announcer all kasa. To the end of it all, so would need dinkla. When chat dia, they just say, we are a wife, we are a concubine. Abra, you dey hear? Oh, she's had me. She loves me so much. Tinton Tojo money of the new Patriotic Party, MPP. Aya Osunuko Krokonwa. He's a PhD student. And then in the gas and oil industry. And then Kwabna Yabua. Aye, Crunchy. Kwabna Yabua Crunchy. Kwabna Yabua Crunchy of the National Democratic Congress. And now on also why de Benia. Wababetna see. National Democratic Congress. And so Ayachiniano. And now Apesu Ebo Backman. I'm of the Movement for Change. Aye MFC, aye Afrafranto, intiene. Political updates are nyina Electoral Commission dia na ekoso. Aye dabia na ye registration akasatentene ba ho. Dabia na ye registration akasatentene ba ho. How do we ensure say aye political party executives do not clothe themselves as temporary staff of Electoral Commission? Dia de betimi aye dia pa ho. Is the Electoral Commission being distracted by Kasatentine and answer? Adiana Ecoso, Nina Muono, the MPP, Adiana Ecoso, the Movement for Change, Adiana Ecoso, NDC, Adiana Ecoso, Nina political updates on Ababa, Miedita Precope, Uncle Vance, Mingabo, Eno your fan.
And some kicking your doors.
Aya Edwada eba ne sesuku fu ankwala ni nyina ebebie school de akoi na eye na class fu no se from 1 fu a mu nyina mu bie uniformly ta dase na mu nyina mu ko se from 2 fu a mu nyina mu bie uniformly ta dase na mu nyina mu ko se from 3 fu na mu ko mu nyina uniformly na eye Prempeh College fu yaba eye parents ne na aka bomu opoku are school fu no so aba eye parents na aka bomu se won pese wo ba obe struggle on Edwada ebe takola ni ko school a Mr. Parents in Kambum, Namum PTA chairman back on a parent liaison back on. No one contacted ADAKABRI Mamudu Wosuma on 0244 252016 0244 252016 na yentimi arrange a special basa e be pam mano e do mako school na just a VIP ehunu se e moa ye de boa wofu anu se mo dedicated boss yam pesa mo ba bia be sound like kikiri bia na ho kire bia de aba. This is a special program VIP transit movement for change ebo back my mo transit
mejodo unia.
Is there the movement for change for so the empaneling no we've gone beyond the duopoly this time, NDC, MPP, movement for change.
Yeah, it's very important.
What has happened and mark changing?
Yes, I was the kind of minchia or yeah, it's here for national for and when you need FM when you want to in the ADAKABRI. Now minchia Mr. Lancha Mountain, no wife mama part. Na fafantofo na onye ARC funyina de yakopon ankasa nye wona adom no hye obi biara omo nyina nkotente na apomze na honzen na sembe no so etum akokozen mansesan papa wa bagana. Yes, we been here in the last 32 years or NDC and MPP na time bia no will take the center stage of our political discourse. Na time bia makade these two political parties mo be bia na waye cumulatively results are that party say bia was amen here wom sisiare. In fact, what the kind of hardships are you experience is as a result of problems over the years in terms of leadership problems, corruption and mismanagement. That means me ba saying no ways Ghana mimpa until where do baby also the Ghana for what princess na princess no so no onye there ekro ye na wan ye ne na ekro ba so na wan ye ne and also the bad is better than the worst. That my time Jamaica in the last 10 years NDC took us to the IMF ome en dum so MPP onye na akwa IMF wa me en dum so. The situation in the last 10 years, has only moved from bad under Mr. Mahama, later Misata, to worse situation under Nanado Bawumia. And so we've been here, there as a nation, in nature, in the last 32 years, my on you need to be away. Yabakodo ya the Mara na yaba system. And so we've been here, there, the whole system, your practice. Or the duopoly, the winner takes all system. Bakun chamfa. This 8 years cycle of state capture. Busy 8 years. Bibiala oye offer ban scholarship, contracts, recruitment, appointment. That means I na one offer. Offer we are 8 years we know oboko into orokosa. Not one sa bo. Abanisikem we sika. Obutu wona ko position 8 years because you there after 8 years Ghana funyo mabebio. And so that has been the cycle. You be 8 years na ya be 8 years. Say this one kasa we kasa na why be there is use the corner so busy enzi. One chairman answer okay there. Mama bi ala mpero no ho na mmom. One twon me nkuma abo no we yikum no wi a na ya ache. Ya ache meet no. Enti wa ko there banko nchamfa. Na some of us if we there baby you do no mama onye ba ku nchen fa biom na mom onye nkebo ma aban na ihe nyina yaze na amozin ezigbo so me nyansa nyi ba ko fu no timpanfo na wokan ndis nkoti wo solution anche nyi baby ginai MPP nkoti wo solution anche nyi baby ginai nti yan yesende instead of NDC alone or MPP alone no ihe nyina yan mbom korean form a government of national unity nkebo ma aban nyansa fo nyimzifo wo NDC nyansa fo na nyimzifo wo MPP asofo imams those in academia, young professors and doctors, Ghana for IMF, World Bank, United Nations, Ghana far away a Jumo, Mbembe Breno, Yamu in our own brief, them a Benin Wayano, one brief, no be for Nigerian Bobwa. Nadama, government of national unity, no, say in your bit to them, Silent Martin, not so zenyum. Na say in a solid a team of individuals, aware Ghanaians are 1 year corrupt, but you're competent, no, Jedi, be your appointment. appointment no based on meritocracy inyiminti na yeba for nya masa nti na yeba for esha truly time ya meka there say ya ebezi no krama ya some of our ministers they don't even qualify to be municipal chief executives in terms of competence, but because of loyalty na masa nti they occupying very sensitive position what was our number nti na Ghana yedu bebe yedu nti. Yes, it is good there. The media houses have also come to realize that baby, we should move beyond the duopoly, NDC, MPP. Say, woman, akonya de embakasa one in Fruda. Or Ghana for so there's hope. There's an alternative to these two political parties.
Okay. You saying about so. Kojo Money, he's a PhD student and also belongs to the New Patriotic Party. The MPP, Osono. But moving beyond the duopoly, the media, especially here in Accra, appear to have embraced it, empaneling MPP, NDC movement for change. What do you make of it?
And Medin can me that say. Now, Masan switch here, flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, as your Obono East. Na ma say mredu say was say yet so on also when a pure economist no be the president of the Republic of Ghana the wo kan the sanity say I don't think say be even limited to movement for changing kwa the other political parties ni na so media no be engaged from CPP to PNC already they are always political parties. It is not only the MPP and the NDC, just that the MPP and the NDC seems to be the well-grounded parties. Now the mimi who Ghana's development is we need continuity because we share the Japan experience, we share the Chinese experience, a year continuity. And Emma or mine tumpon and intina yet to share amount for say I would do say was here to MPP so present you for say semi first now the toa in a yet thing. Mrenedu say was here continuity. Nti wabra akufo do mamu airpim no near the MPP krona airtoa so imagine say continuity in a beboa me kan say me case in point from 2001 to 2008 and I Ghana who some of his glorious times he develop under the legendary president I don't know MPP ni president John Ajekum Kufuor ofi ho na MPP aban toa so a kanimdie na e wo mpanyifo ni team o saa time na nkeno na toa so san yan hu ni saa bimu be shemu ye nyine ni bia Ghana kodru ye ansa na MPP ba ade akofo start ye fa Eurojet project sa project bebre no ibi miami krom kwan ana eye for ana Dutch for ye akiri amandi for beto aso mu wie Kufuor do beto ade nana de akofo aye no so no ti mesre Ghanaian say
krom kwan na ehune
o me krom kwan de so oni tua udu benchema o se kojo krom kwan na unia saa kwan ne de 3 days na twa na mia da Roma ufa benchaman katie so a na wafa sayra no obefa nsinsin mu no wafa SS no wasi elu asampa na ye no wasi elu okrum no wafa hwa akwakosi adwufo ba bedu debi so no wakọ esem o se kojo krum na se owura Cote d'Ivoire na wofa ne sei so a na se obekwa akofa ya metwa kaase no wabesi adagbo krum wafa akokra krum na se wo kodom
ya wo the boss no firi ho bankan ya jo saying
say them say the last honestly me full bass ni biache but the last time I'm before
yeah 196
yes
and debisu 180 cities
yes but first no nka wo kwa wudu asanwe so a obesin esi no afaka ofra to aso e chere say between asanwe so e de kono ka bia nko udu unyadu eye dwabo so ene bia nkwanta no pepepe na e ka che osinsu ato kwan no so a eno ano no besan wachi nya de se wo beko so ati ase ban shiranka nyame se sa kwan we say
ayen so asari nso to debiso o se kwajo krom so no enya kwan ketu
me na me ka che na woni hwe sa kwan no de bia me ka etisi se that na me used activist me organize even a demonstration e wo ho e ma yewura John Dramani Mahama His Excellency e ba honom e be hia yen obehia youth for no obeye campaign ho oto ne safre yen e hia we debiso ahemfie na me na me dimu atinchima pa because nya ye sa demonstration no share ye boss on sambra ho bi me campaign no. That was November 2012. On Sambra who be made campaign no. Na sa kwan ya ye. Oba August 2016. Oba the helicopter na basi bia senior high school. Me na charge
na who agitate no. Now was it because who agitate ama Sehwiman and now agitate ama MPP course.
Na enye MPP course na Sehwiman unim. Sa demonstration na ye no. Meje one city from every household. ko bi se de bi so esem sisi a wo ho meji one city and I me di unuanom ladies sisi o onua o hosi onua FM morning show no
ya titi ana
one said down wo bia ya brefo nana ya brefo me de ne bae na ampadu so the whole multimedia crew were there to cover. You one city, sorry, Adum TV. You one city from every household because you who the same. Any they organize a demonstration. You invite
for one city. Munya same with the DNA.
Oh, say you
will be able to
oh, the people are there.
Media for no.
There be some media for bano. Ubetun some more manum. Even we say there be your momunsu. Now momunsu. Into when you invite you be said.
Media would not say
when you invite you
be programmer.
There be omanjiska. Now when you invite you be some there be me say omanjiska. Baso ni pa ba.
Me kaso mumu na muji mumu musko.
Oman requested for why would they request for money? We invited them to come,
because,
and after they've come, you must give them. Because
integrity issues. Of
course, we wrote to them. I was the one. Yes, I was the one who wrote the letter to them, inviting them. Me and I sign. Me try to be a senior high or mobile. Even participants, omana ye dima ne ye ko nyina no. You need to make allocations. Obi wo demand so twa hwe ade ba de na be.
Richard the Champion.
Richard the Champion. That time no na MC Boampo yakopon fa ne currency ye. On na ye MP. E na honorable Twinebo Akodu yakopon fa ne currency ye. On no ADC. So what you say?
Eventually no. Sa agitation ko fa kwan ne de brem.
Kwan na mba. Kwan ne bae wa bra Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia be ka te sword we liu krom 2019. Na mandi for be ye kwan yes on be ye kwan ma yen e kwan company o ma ye no 80% complete baby a aye se see make say omunyan wie e ho papa no e ye se wu sane ss mu ho no ma ho no nso ni fi asase no mu pie
okay me nhwe Benjamin Kwanten uduru ono no a nifa so na wode ko eye mum ho no
nifa so ne ko bia no na benkum so kodwaboso kwanta na watwa so if from Africa to Akati so no was about the bishop.
The key point and say we feel sorry so no waba be dru Benjamin Kwanta
wunya transinsin mu a unse wodu Benjamin Kwanta be ko Benjamin Kate so wo be fa sare ano no odu nsinsem na the last time wunya du nsinsem pepepe anokofo pepo no so wunya du nsinsem na sensu ato a
untimi nhwe form no
me kan wunya du nsinsem na sensu ato na wasan untimi mfo unko na wudi agwase okoso wo be ka na car ne ba betwe no so na so du ebeka nti ji se kwan na wo ansa na car foforo asen afa so what you say
nti nyina no
se se anti sa biem se yegusu kota
and yegusu kota akwan na ka metombo ase ame ahwere me na ka sa hwi MPs ne nyina no yebusa wo mo mama e background bi se John Mahama be here promise anya adwuma akwan so aye ken so no benchmark to aye
Benjamin to Asampa na ye Dwaboso district that's area Kando.
Yes.
Me bra panyin no. E na udu Eliokrom nya trabia na se wadru bia mu. Eliokrom ekwa akosi debiso no. Ohun. E de kwa akosi debiso mpaibo no. Eye na ye.
He fan na Dr. Bawumia betwa sword no. Eliokrom.
Benjamin Katia so.
Unso ufri Benjamin e de ko bia na no hodo no. Ya ye sa kwan no.
Ya ye.
Kwan na ye.
Amandi under Akufo-Addo.
Utwa bia ni wiye no. Wode Eliokrom e de ko eye debiso no yaye.
Sa e hono from Eliokrom utra Asunta. Omaye from Eliokrom.
Utwa bia no ufri bia.
Omaye bedu Asunta. What you say?
Utwa bia no. Between bia no eye Eliokrom debiso yaye kwan no.
Baby ho yaye, baby enye. Mamichiro Ajofua ediko debiso no yaye percentage say from Eliokrom ediko debiso no almost 80% have been done
10 miles no say na udi free debiso de ko eyo say ko jokrom na kwan na tesen
yenye
okay ni nyina so ya wo fam
ni nyina ya me fam o say ko jokrom
o say ko jokrom so ediko eye Dwaboso junction so no uni musa ekwan no
wo say wo fi ekosi Dwaboso kwanta iti asan so bari ahokosi Dwaboso kwanta I mean sa kwan no so
eno so tesen
sa kwan no etutu yenye
sanete ana wudi free kwanta no so ede ko Dwaboso krom
eno so sisi etutu yenye
Woody free Gaboso and the quad idea so and to saying,
oh, would you free the bisu a Jaboso quad idea so, baby, way, just a quantum idea so. No,
quantum rasem.
There be
some want the MPs now, no more to both MPP and DC at the saying, and in now, but Woody Gaboso and Quantanos who are the go bonsu at the saying,
yea.
Woody free bonsu, a curtiso, a deba, a
debiso, yea,
aha,
yea,
can't ye. No more particular.
Debbie, Mammy Chua, time now, Nana Akufado bar, a woman come up palace, no. Oh, good that you're making on my Hennekes, me bonny dear woman come and Mammy Musso, because my hen,
yeah,
or a quail the tune and nim air crime you, or the enche a lubo, and or de Benchama or Seko Jokrum Road, no, and the tune and aside creation of the region. In 2016, these were the only 3 things we requested from the president. Enche Lubu is under construction, it's under Chinese firm, or more horses here. And Amandi Kwana have been that, and a region
far Asemkrum.
Far Asemkrum, only my Chinese contractor. You can even call there right now and find out. And a region, so I did 2 names, what criteria my. These were the 3 main things that your mind in a Buman Kama, Katachibuman Kama the first, and the 2, and another don't go for the were brought by the palace or. In 2016.
Right.
So what I say.
Money of the New Patriotic Party. He's a PhD student. Watch that your secondary school and or PhD. That's na a year earlier on. What a year Ebo Backman on such a deal Ghana National College. To me a teacher for. I've been a year about so. Yabu Granche, good governor. Who's the teacher?
David. Teacher for years. We money to go to see when your baby is here. So we can't just go to your uncle.
Oil and gas in PhD.
What you know? Oil and gas
must have a classroom. Must have a classroom.
And now the crowd, I am a penny catchers over so a billionaire. Good teacher. Ah, now money I got trousers of South Radi.
Now, 40.
Oh, me a pension expert.
A pension expert.
Yes, I work in the pensions industry.
Okay.
Private pension tier 20.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Now, that's the anti-pension as well, Ghana.
No, correct. I think the education no form and NPRA for now no.
ADAKABRI.
How? So you don't know you. You don't know say you. A branch even no. On no director in charge of compliance, standards and compliance. On my no if an bro of the central region, but not Chado Cape Coast Technical University. Yes, John Bro. And
bro for some free.
Another buyer no director in charge of compliance and standards. And Omadania man.
The Yapas Yamas our Bano could in Concon.
Oh, maybe the good you was on.
Chin attack roofing co.
But ADAKABRI was doing well.
That's our background. No minister became
information will be asked.
Minister, no, by became Panawi minister and Tiana, Chinchina Uji, that touch of I'm not baby Atriano. Some minister didn't even know about it to try and catch them.
Over Saka. A quick one on their pension, no. I think say ADAKABRI buy no or shall say pension education into no more market activation near the idea or especially those in the informal sector. A man for being say bia or your pension or more a year jumana busumi bia no on jaketua. But wow, and crown cranes or workers are your jumans no. Who quite so ye one cast our pension.
Don't go for share ma. Papa teacher, no teacher any. Yeah. I teacher for you.
A teacher for the
near friend Thomas and Gube Diakon.
Yes, Bediako Commission.
Bediako
on the Act 766.
Yeah. Now and Mensa be not is from Mensa. And on Papa, Mama dear Mudao. Yes. It's a net from 1974, no captain in the free one. Yeah. I snitch by, you know. I've been snitch natures the moon shed and you do
agitations. And for say on benefits.
And Thomas and Gube Diako. Now we are listening to you.
Okay.
Said they're going beyond the duopoly of MPP NDC. Now, a movement for change appear to be empaneled by the media to listen to 3 sides of the coin.
Yeah.
Is that 3 sides of the coin?
The kind, Maminfa and Chiasron Koma were tier for Titrune constituents or more microm kiddy. Mestre say, Mabaha, the Fidewe sopa need to the aquachery. Omo madi mfinhia dunwotwe ekoni nyina no on momo modi anso betimi akọ register
say the elections in December no communal labor ade say ye nyina timi sori waka na yetu aban ye otiswe esan say ye ntuom ne ye sande mfie na nhyɛ omo nsa Ghana ebɛbɔ kra because baabi a ye wo sisi ye ni de enema agensem economy na enye hwe ye sikasem aye basa eka mene yen apomudin enye papa bibie ni wa kyese ekoyie ade a omo ba ya omo tumi ye ya omo so omo eno na ye omo trump card a omo de ye campaign no so eno so problem wo ho free senior high school nti ye besere se obi a wadi mfie du nwotwe bia no ko nsore na nko nkopɛ polling center bi na onko register na on make sure say 2024 election in December no obe take part because it's a national assignment and ye in December na me call masem so no before say medical can movement for change for more empowerment here ye ka ho asem
it's a media no include almost say no
medical ati asem bia me nua kan afri ho efa akwan ye woni kroma a woka ho asem akwan asem de wo de ba say ne government ne be china to table so ne atwa ne ma adentia omo ba akunwa so no na President Mahama ban no ote so ansa na wo be kono no award a lot of road contracts specifically cocoa roads ewo baabi a ono wo free ho western region ho no hold na cocoa roads western north
recently
so as abre na western region so ni award a lot of cocoa roads ewo ho I have in my hand a report I Joy News my Joy Online na that report we no date ewo ho ye 16 December 2023 inti India Fimpo ena mampani Mahama oko eye Bia East District na no ogina be krobi ese efro esam ena oni omu etwetwe nkomo oni omu twetwe nkomo na oka kire omu se afi bia no bra na owa akunya so no afi bia no cocoa syndicated loan na omu nsaka no o allocate $250 million e de cocoa roads emu eti omu ma contracts bebre including sa esam ho na ogina no omu road ene omu town roads aban we ba so no ena so oba be audit enti obia contractor bia wo
afi bia na $150 million over 5 years totaling $750 million.
Very well, Adakabri. Enti o si no award sa contracts dudu na na contractors wo site amu ye adwuma aban we ba no ena obeka kire so no be audit enti obia enya adwuma ena omo nyina agyae adwuma ye eti se ukrom kwan se ya anya esa wo blame nanado any Dr. Baomi omo no wa ma ya anya because omo ba ye no contractor ya ma no contractor wo site a wo ye adwuma umani jai adwuma ya na wa ma na nkotoa adwuma ye no so ama ono ti ni fie anase ya to aba
esemi na mefi
ya to aba
ho kra nya bia yi se bia we esemi na mefi ya mfa ma contract ade bi
the point he's trying to make in say in fact we can say government no kra beje to no so cocoa board decided jonko for and a chance here and a ma Mills Mahama so beto aso say
but Adakabri wouldn't just akwan na ya under Orient project the Orient project that the Netherlands for project no and sana Mills say ba in 20 Mills say ba yeru aton yedu company issues later now omo cancel all ongoing routes and as akwan na car it took Akufo to come back where different
point of person raising say kwan ye cocoa roads now person raising an issue of cocoa roads na ba say $150 million over 5 years totaling $750 million no e be we say almost say ne ye tisika direct from cocoa board ne cocoa board for no akwa ne decide which contractor omo ne highways ne
Adakabri metia say ba person me chen say ye honom de no it was never under contract because I have a same town road, a same Debisu town road, as well as Ose Krom Benjamin, as well as Ose Mitchell or Ose Kojo Krom Benjamin Road. No, me say from Ajofwa, Eddie Babesi Debisu Nkwentia Hono was done by Ayanenye first of all contractor because or can say Oyire Papa Kwade or Marshall. He was the one who did the contract. What I say on the year contract. Was say. And I make sure say Ajofwa Edibesi de Bisun Quentiano was done.
Cocoa Road.
Under Cocoa Road. Okay. What I say, that was the only contract awarded. Because when him say Benchama Kwano, say I awarded the contract, now by the contract the move before what comes in. any judgment debt.
I think the point has been established.
Say be stop
kwan be stop here kwan no a ne ya award ni bebre eno na mpese ye kan ho
because so hwe go so to tepa Kofi Job stop no
yes
wo hwe
na say nya no ho na go so ma hini sun ye no
wo hwe bua ko to Sankore 9 miles ye stop we
Sunafo South Sankore Sunafo South
Kwapon
Erikopoku honom
ni nyina no
yes
sansem no e bai but se sikadie bebrebe so nti e na o se ye audit ye engusu nti o
you offer enti ekwan asem de se yenso kura se ye ka se ye ka ekwan asem a me baby a me free the whole eastern region uyi constituencies miensa eto abama MPP pa me constituency beto so miensa kede oko New Durban South any nkoko constituency a omlom to abama MPP pa sana kede ni oda aba but ukọhwe akwan a ewo kede constituency a unam so a echen mesoa
kede to me at saying
oh over me say ukoba na uni spare tire ubeto tire wo kwan so ansa na waba ube pai tire yes uba efiri subi junction ekoka esuom over se car na ekura wo no enye omudie ya omutima omunti bia uba pe aboso kai street anase kan kre bia untimi mfemma
sa
ena wo konso ese open tade be mienu ana miensa
because utumi soso ede ba afosu Hodma Jamestown
enu soso sa proka na wo se ne
na nye sin region amo
na wo se de nwanwan se wo se Newmont fo so boa eye New Abram fo no ti omo ho de o ma ye yen kamo esa nom de abe
sue New Abram de fast ye ho be
se ne de abe sue ye ho
ede ba ofuaso ayire odan kwanta
wo se no Newmont ne boa ma omo ye oba ye ne ba bia ne atiwa for eso bosie na o ma ya asfalt na nom de abepem kropon sei pan o se kropon ba ko hye ho
kropon bi hye ho no wo fa anyina mu tumi kwa kropon
abe
no aye left
obe pie tachiman ye conscience tachiman
no abepo na be si adokro no
very good
hey chese ni nyina
o se map no wo sem na me ya me kwa abodom me minde ye twam ya me kwa abodom me kwa
yi ma kwanta de waye no
me constituency secretary na se wuye na me ko ja no oba me ko ba ya me ka no me de akwa boso kai
na unya bitoy
mi esi wona me se me de nam de akọ
is a shock absorber no
mi nya binto ena mi nya binto na nya ofa nya sa de ni bi ni ho
chese bi ho na
fa me ko no
see abi
eti ofa
eti what have we achieved
you
over
see
the 32-year period MPP and this and then
you see ofa no kre ne say won say minua eye ne submission no movement teacher Backman eye ne submission
mama kada ma asemi me fi classroom 20 years ago no me fi classroom
total teacher
I was telling him some fi classroom 10 years there.
But you still go back.
I still go there. I still go.
Omu kai so mu di teacher na omu kai ohia dodo.
Yes.
Oh that yes.
No yetimi brom praye ne papa.
Teacher for na mu yo mu say.
Etisa.
Oba here me no kasa me ka teacher for asem na me hu say me nua ba bia asem me asem me say. Efia safo a. Wadi matem na asem te atem di yetimi nka na.
Teaching, I know say you have been a teacher. Teaching you more flexible. Me, I enjoy teaching. Then I say I will go back to the classroom.
And flexibility, no.
Teacher for you remuneration, no. Yeah, next saying.
On say okay.
Mo do so do ntia na aketua no.
Ene de aketua sem ne de.
Teacher need that honje 1100.
Aketua sem ne de. Say omo kuta degree no. They are ranging between 2.1 to 2.5.
Yeah.
So
under this economy,
but time me teaching, you know, it allows more time. Maybe I make say man ko bia senior high school kon kwachira dia. We be do mentimendo ho because it was then I me kwachira dia. The savings I made and I me dey my first masters. So the savings I made once I was teaching there. Yani ehodi obi akro onye we say bana ebasa na
mu ye notes no ma photocopy na nkwala na eto teacher for ma huna mani
money na farms na za
nche ehwo na me finti e ba ho am okoko farm na
because teachers no ya
ana ya afuo na ma no
enyo ma farm no do mo
sata mo dio akola bi ko fom na se ne ma me hu a
dabi
ofa ne ma me ni be gisa
do bi so appointing anwa so na appointing dabi ente sa na dia na de wo mu nyina ne se fa se bia o teacher na on se ye nnobo ehwe nnobo an ye ntinom ka so teacher me papa so teacher ko twene ba money teacher money say money o se ne ye ko hand de wo be hu se omodi omo aha na o ma ba na ne ye ko ye fu me ne o ko so mo yom no ma do
wonya mfa so
ofa you see as I'm telling you na me koko no matwa afi na omudua afi na omudua mame
ombe maintain for 3 years
for 3 years ansa na omudi amame afi last year minya bode kakra minya bode kakra ewo
bode na so twa betumi aton anya kakra
de by no compono me bode e buy no me jade ma on say almost on behwe ama but na me wo hwesuni ansa na omutwa nti on the human face no you cannot take it, you have to leave it for no so
nti ofa na me ka say eba MPP ni NDC a yenim obia track record ewo man mu ha when it comes to development of the nation, and I'm excited say me nua ya ono onka me ho na ofri osono mu na pie ekoye afafranto o kasa no o say the situation from President Mahama Abreso no awesin and okay, and I think say same way okay no he's not far from the truth no create trudo afa so wo hwe senia ye bo President Mahama tutu wo kurum ha ekeka nsem efa ne ho wo kurum ha na wo hwe amamu ya ekoso ya na tre say obi ka say nyanya atwom na ye ya ofa na minima de kodie ofa obi a ono ye so ono ye incompetent so ho sabre no na
the incompetent one,
yes na sabre no na dollar sen ofa na dollar na enru 4 cedis 50 pesos na enru ojama mo be
Dr. Maumia say depreciation wise no we ye evaluation no as a MPP no is slightly better than NDC
eno ye Baumia economics ni sa na economics we no de cause Zimbabwe eja ne kwan ma ne baaye no ofa why na enim se me sabio me bakro yakoda keto akora na nti wonim se wo di 15 cedis any 4 cedi to ha ba ko so sene ba ko why na enim President
in terms of the real
President
what the 15 cities can do now and what the 4 cities could do then
and enukra na say asem ni nyina because sisi ano kane no na nka wo che obi sika kakra bi obetimi dia ya adwuma but enei no onipa ni hia sika bebre asa no wetimi dia kokwan so ofa economy no and you say Dr. Baumia anytime I any enuan before be share ye be take the argument to the economy no na omudwane they don't want to talk about it because aje omonsem say obi asebe oni mbanku ka no akofre ne say wa dwena numu a metimi akabanku ama no akofre ne so omra na banku ya aba say pata
okay they true so say 32 years I don't know that be easy year registration kasatentene
of anokrasem ne say easy ya me many free year the current easy ya wo ho yi no ofa bibie ni ho no ma oya transparent easy ya ono esese oye referee no ofa oya no ho tise obi onya ball ni bi obebo ofa wo na oye referee e o match mu e na obi say ye twame wo referee na esese wo hwe whether ade na nipa na ka no say ye no kuro say nya no kuro no wo mom e na say eye wo ya ana say how say nipa na complaining electoral commission o ho yi no anytime a NDC ebe raise any concern bia no they have a problem with it and nyina it boils down to the fact that ofa na do dan kwa akufo ado yo no huma mpani a ono oba so no na nanfofo any one belonging to the party baby a ense se wode the party for kura kowura no no de o makowura ho isifo yi so appointee commissioner baako a oye a former party executive of MPP e de ne ko ho ye kasa efra no pakosi anwumre wa mua ye kasa fira no pakosi anwumre wa mua na of imagine say me ameti ha ya NDC colors wan hwe a utwa me body kura hwe a NDC colors na be bat say me moja no ni ama me so ne yɛ de makɔ akɔyɛ electoral commissioner na na ɔhwɛ a ɔfa ɔhwɛ a nokorɛdie ɛbɛba anaasɛ metimi akɔva me biasness ɛso metimi nkɔva enti electoral commission ɔte hɔ sɛsi yɛ no ɔno no wafa bibia NDC bɛ suggest bia no wafa nte sɛ asɛ bia wɔne yɛ ko anaasɛ poster wa take no bɔn wonya obɛbɔ bi bibi ne ani ɛka press release a ɔmo de bɛba abɔnten no ɔfa kyɛnse de ɔmo tro no wɔ asalam down wohwɛ the wedding na wobɛka sɛ aheagba ɛna responded to NDC ɔmo yɛ ɔmo te sɛ asɛ a wing of the new patriotic party enti time bia bibia bɛba bia yɛn bɛka bia no they have a problem with it ɔfa why na yɛ registration a machines a yɛde yɛ registration no any serial numbers won so yi sikro ya na nanu ye te say machines ni bia yɛden ayira it will yɛ registration without your friend saying serial numbers so does it mean that me so me sorry anopa na me ma me laptop so na me wo machine ye betimi dia print your friend saying carta metimi akotena school bi mbaabi a me nim say ye to aba e wo ho e wa kure bi ase na me so makɔ issue cars ni bi ni matwa bi agum na manfo ne nam ho abato ebre so an omo so de akɔne nam polling station say yen so yɛpɛsɛ to bi of say election no ye be ye no 2024 December say be ye fair na ye transparent a ni nyina gina sa registration ne sa ne manema ya ekoso yi so ni nyina so titiri na gina electoral commission so of say ka say peaceful election a enye football bo ene say ye kɔ peace work ene be ma na ye peaceful o e be ye peaceful a transparency ene say no kuradie ne peperepe ye e be ye den e be ye adwuma na peperepe ye be ye adwuma me ye interested party me ye stakeholder in the election and I say registration a wo ye no me nteme ho ase bi e wo mu e dey na esa wo ye de emra ne kire na esa sa wo ye den wo ye adenti na wa ma machines ni bi serial numbers na bi de wo ma serial numbers adwempo be na ta kire wo pese wo wia ye nti enu nti wo pese wo register nkrofo e de omo ka ho a omo qualify so omo register o mana so far that is where our problem is that is where our contention is it is a pese registration eye boko ye pese abato ebekɔ so in December eye boko na asomdwe eba ye hia se ebekɔ peace work ye hia se ebakɔ football ni ye hia ne se electoral commission na oye referee no obema niema mu ada ho electoral commission na oye referee no obema make sure say yen as a stakeholder in the election no de ye kan bia no wo de be ye adwuma na wo make sure say mra na ebo abato ho ban e okroma no en na wo de be ye adwuma of anything short of that no na te say yen as a stakeholder no yentimi accept and as yentimi nyintum ye asema ye kan no enye yen kwa na ye affected movement for change for so no they are also affected all other political parties they are affected except new patriotic party now me for wa videos na kama ka asem bi a kire unuanom journalists for ni bi offer say ye NDC yen ye say we are not happy with the way EC conducted registration ye ne make sa allegation ni ya frɛ nsɛmtrɔfo ene ya ka ya press ya ka say press conference akyerɛ ya press conference awie na edu anwumre na mo ye mu news mu news bulletin ne sa ne manema na o frɛ NDC wo phone so na o frɛ MPP wo phone so how over nipa ye say nipa ko be numa na nsia ene ye ade omo maka ndi omo say okay dia okay ade na ekoso na omo de omo pe me complain say ade no I'm not happy with the way the things are going no I had na akofre another person say ono mra na ono mekire me ma se ma make mu so omo mayema no kredie enya adwuma okruma yen ye say we are not happy you don't invite MPP for them to come and throw shit no mo keka ne ensen ene ne emfata enti of ade make nyina ne say about why beto in December no ebe asomdwe na ye boko a ehya ase ene na ehya ase ni nyina ye registration exercise a ekoso de yesre electoral commission ne say ma onye ne ho player onye ne ho referee
okay
nya ye kan bia no it is in the supreme interest of the people of Ghana
okay
enye ye NDC ye interest in
right Kwabna Yabua Kranche of the National Democratic Congress NDC osono ye chiniye na otise wakasai ye easy the bia 32 years ni ye kwa registration bia kasatentene ene wo ho na esubetwa da ben ojomoni of the MPP mi ntie
me da say na me start no na me catch omomo western of nyina nya western of nko omomo ahafo bunu east savannah uti ɛna afei no of east say so be as your message a yen kwa de your message 1983 BC ye time a Yura Rollins e create eye upper east no ye hu say omoda na se mredu say regions and na dan kwakufo ado so a create no yen nyina so yen kɔ na yen kɔ register obi a wadi 18 a ogidi say o benefit from free senior high school and free TVET onko na onko register wa wo fi regions amabodi nyina mu nyina so a wonim say bibi 20 man twe wodi dan no emra so se wo so na kokotwere wodin na mre no so a enyina etimi asala yakoto abama eye Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia na se ne mpanyimfo center so nkwa 19 no wo to ama Bawumia no na wo ka ye 9 parliamentary candidate or more western of any parliamentary candidate on be running on the NPP ticket na wa kai wo munyina adakabre sabio ye nye NPP for ye nye ye EC for spokespersons na aminu ye wo ka say wan fa NPP hu amba ma nka me so kran ka dem be ken ka me nka ne sa. The woman say MPP an interested party just as any political party in Ghana. Yes, so say person registration no ekoso ye. Yen so ye person ye to abana ye wini ne person abato no so ekoso asumdwe. Ti ye be ka kire EC fo nyina na say de ombe ye de asumdwe beba. Ene na ye hye se omonye. Na mo obi ndada obi say ye say yamfa eye verification serial numbers of the BRVs and mentino it compromises on the integrity of the elections. It has never been done. Your father ADAKABRI so be kaya time ye the biometric registration started in 2011-2012 obi and recorded serial numbers. It has never been done. This was the first time you use BRV kits no registration. We have always been using it. It has always never been done. Say you bet trust serial numbers. Ne will be been tell you to trust serial numbers no. Sa kits ya no movie ya or be generate codes for the election. How do you write the kits? How do you